don't you just love when you spend an entire hour describing everything a little bit about the show, and then you're like, ah, man, that was great. Now I just need to edit it. Then you turn off your voice, turn off your camera, and then you look at the OBS and it finds out it didn't fucking record because you didn't press the record button, and then you're just like, oh, minus Fox, so they I'm at Fox. Moon Girl, Devil Dino, OMG, issue 1 and 2 of Moon Girl, which I said a lot, and you're not gonna hear any of it, so so these are the finale of season 1 of Moon Girl and Devil Dino. This is the big finale that leads into it, where honestly, like certain I'm not sure if the gain sub's too high or not. Like, there's a lot of one thing I brought up a lot throughout the last few episodes is that they don't really focus too much on the superhero aspect of her being a superhero in Moon Girl and Devil Dino. That's how I feel. And a lot of times too, I feel like, and I'll say this too, like, I feel like Devil should get a little bit more screen time than he does. A lot of the times, the show focuses mostly on Lunella, which, yeah, she is the main character, but so is the Devil Dino. But pretty much this one is definitely still focusing more on Moon Girl, but still, like, pretty much it opens up with, we see the original Moon Girl, where, we find out, like, we do know that, like, Lunella idolizes Moon Girl, and she's a mysterious scientist that, came up with that portal machine and all this stuff, and it turns out, look, we see it, codename Moon Girl, and she sets the, like, even bigger versions of the portal, which has 2 of them, because Lunella only had 1, to explode. We see these strange EB people. That's a good transition. And pretty much we find out that, what is it? Cut to now, years later, Moon Girl and Devil Dino are fighting these strange, the strange people that pretty much were chasing Moon Girl before. Everything's happy, superheroes saving the day, all that jazz. Freaking great. And then, S.H.I.E.L.D. pulls up. Not important. Maria Hill, which I'm pretty sure she's straight designed after Maria Hill, like, actress from MCU. So again, are we in the MCU? Are we not? Is this like the Spider-Verse, where this is like an animated universe? And honestly, they should just do that for the multiverse thing, like they're doing with the Spider-Verse, or the Sony's doing with the Spider-Verse.
Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. S.H.I.E.L.D. knows who we are. Hey, S.H.I.E.L.D. lady. Agent Maria Hill. Thanks for.
Also, I feel like they should know who you are, because throughout the last few episodes, you've been talking about how you're gonna call S.H.I.E.L.D. to pick up all of the villains you guys found.
Devil and I were on patrol, and next thing I know, these jokers are all up in our beeswax.
I thought it's usually the hero chasing the villain, not the other way around.
She gets me.
Let me run this symbol.
I'm pretty sure Moon Girl said that earlier. But pretty much, Maria Hill's now their contact. Casey really pushes it, and at one point gets, like, banned from using the phone number anymore. The guy from the past, we see he's now in control of this thing as well. Or I guess he was already in control from the time we saw, but he has this cool-ass, like, hexagonal ring, which allows him to, like, control different technology and all this stuff. And he apparently is tracking where Moon Girl... Also, he has the Moon Girl picture on his desk. Also, I'm pretty sure that Maria Hill probably has that in, like, the comics. Wouldn't surprise me.
Moon Girl's hype woman and best friend.
Sharing my phone number with other people,
That's a link to my website. If you're looking for a marketing consultant,
We're not.
those are some new logo and uniform ideas. With my help, S.H.I.E.L.D. can stand for Super Hot Intelligence Expert Looking Dope. Casey, come on now. Hey, gotta shoot your shot.
So,
Oh, wait. Why did this happen? I can't remember. Oh, right, because they broke out the few they caught.
Get you on the flip side.
Moon Girl. Again, this is where, like, I feel like when it starts leaning really much into the superhero aspect, I feel like it does way better. Anyways, Lunella's having trouble, like, thinking about this, and then you have, yeah, Mimi playing this chess thing, and there's this little bit of foreshadowing.
The queen can win the game all on her own, because she got it like that.
But you're just running away the whole time. If you let some of your other pieces do the work, you might not lose. Checkmate in 5. See?
It's a little bit on two things. One, the queen being sacrificed, and then also on another note that, like, saying, like, you know, if you work together, you'll be able to survive. You'll be able to do more. Anyways, this guy named Marlock apparently pops up, and I can't remember if he asked for wings or not.
What's good here, Skaterella?
Oh, it's all good. But ain't no thing like Mimi's wings. 425, please.
Pretty much straight showing that the bad guy knows where they live. Also, he doesn't take the wings for some reason.
You know what? This one's on the house.
I don't know why she said that. Those rings are not on the house.
They look good though.
You want these to go?
Calls Casey. They head to the base. They see someone's digging around inside their base, and it turns out it's the grandma.
I'm gonna pretend you didn't just karate your grandmama.
Mimi!
Now what's the code for self-destruct, sweetheart?
Wait.
Don't tell me you followed my blueprints and didn't include the self-destruct programming.
Why would I include your...
Again, I think I already said a little bit earlier, but like, I don't remember the first episode much. How did Lunella figure out about Moon Girl? Because I first thought Moon Girl was some kind of big scientist, like someone like well known that like did something, and it turns out no, that's not actually it. She just worked for this one company, and like that was a code name. I don't know.
Nothing but an integer. 2 black crap.
And that explains why he's not in the photo.
We've come a long way since Professor Kirby's class.
This is just the first.
Professor Kirby, as in Jack Kirby? Is that actually the reference to that?
You ready to make history, Miriam?
Remember? We're supposed to use code names from now on. I already picked mine.
Oh, did you now? Lay it on me.
Call me Moon Girl.
Even how she says it's kind of weird. Is this recording still going? Okay. Is my voice recording? Okay. I'm just making sure this is working.
You're the OMG? Mimi's the original.
Devil's face throughout this entire time, like from here to there, is like just jaw drop. And we later on find out, like, yeah, she's the original Moon Girl, and this, and the Enclave, which is this group, which also, S.H.I.E.L.D. doesn't know who the Enclave is. Again, so it's a question of, like, how did Lunella figure out, maybe that's something that's going to be hinted at later, maybe that's its own plot thread, but right now it is a question of, like, how did Lunella figure out who Moon Girl was, and, like all this stuff, and then, I don't know. But, anyways, when Marlock, I believe, and the OMG they hear about a meeting, and they come here, and they find out, like, the U.S. government is here. They're showing off their colleagues are showing off their invention.
They're presenting it without us?
And straight locks them out.
Your money's been well spent, sir. Our invention will revolutionize space travel. Imagine going to the moon and back in the blink of an eye.
Record scratch. You trying to play a gig without us?
Excuse me, this is a classified meeting.
Yeah.
pretty much this man is really racist and was trying to throw the two scientists who actually did the work under the bus. And it seems to be like like I'm pretty sure like they don't straight say it, but I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be obviously a racial thing. Because even at one point this guy says like, these two didn't do anything but get us coffee. And it's like, motherfucker, they built the damn thing. Like he built the hardware, not this guy, the Charlock or the who will eventually become the leader of the Enclave and get the cool gold ring. He builds the machinery, like he's the hardware, while Miriam, aka Mimi, aka OMG, creates the software. And the thing is, too, like, this man does not even question why these people are here. Like, he just goes, why are you here? Like, not like that. Like, he just goes like, we're having a meeting?
And to play a gig without us? Excuse me. This is a classified meeting. Yeah.
Yeah, like, excuse me, this is a classified meeting. Not like, why are you here? Just like, this is a classified meeting. Like, really? Really? That's where you're going with this? You couldn't, like, you're gonna ask, like, why you're here? Like,
about our creation. Without my schematics and her coding, it couldn't open a can of peaches.
General, I can assure you, these people didn't make anything but a pot of coffee.
that man is... This is weird as how I get such the biggest racist vibes from this man without him being straight saying it.
Oh, heck no! We busted our butts on this, and now you're gonna just, what, erase us?
This is our
Yeah, that's kind of how that happens. That's how it used to happen in the past.
You say that you're the papa, then why don't you just show us how it works?
Well,
I don't know what this man's plan was either. Because it's like, how are you going to show how it worked? Did you just imagine it was easy?
it's rather involved, but,
Allow me.
I like his shades do that all the time.
We can't be sure if...
What's left to be sure of anymore, Miriam?
Pretty much sets it up, starts up the portal, and this man...
you're finished, Morlack, and so is she. You won't even be able to find a job washing dishes after I...
This man was kind of asking for it. Honestly, all of them were asking for it, except for probably that one Enclave soldier. Maybe, because they were kind of following orders. I don't know.
Help me, Morlack! Mary,
That's a pretty good animation right there. I like the eyes slowly hidden.
please!
That's like he like the little few bits he's on screen, he plays a really mean ass villain. And also we find out metal can't go through, apparently. At least that metal can't. Not even flinching. And pretty much Morlock picks up the ring, and where is it? Because apparently this just goes by the idea of like, whoever wears the ring, no matter what, under what circumstances, now rules the Enclave, I guess.
Test complete.
What just happened?
What happened is how baby works. Better than I ever dreamed. It doesn't just open portals through space, it opens portals through dimensions into the multiverse.
I was about to say the multiverse, I forgot about that. So yeah, also, if there's ever a way to bring Miles into this, if you wanted him out from another universe or something, you can do it! Like, come on now. Yes, I love Spider-Man, I'm sorry, but come on.
Meaning there's no telling where those people ended up. This thing is dangerous.
No, don't you see, MG? This is our ticket. If we can harness this power, no one can ever erase us.
In a way, the Society is what created this villain specifically, because that was some racist bullshit he was just about to put up with.
Gentlemen, there's been a change in leadership.
You can kind of see the difference between the suits, how they look then and now.
If he gets here before we destroy this generator, he's gonna try to open portals to other dimensions, and...
And pretty much next what happens through this is Mimi goes to deal with this guy, as well as another one in the kitchen, eventually.
Stay here. I got
You are
And while that's going on, Marlock pops up down here.
out of sight. Am I right?
Marlock also brings up that the way he was able to get in was his ring.
Gives new meaning to the phrase out of sight. Am I right?
Devil's a badass.
Devil!
Tame your Tyrannosaur, kid. You practically invited me here. Well, thanks for that, by the way.
Still recording, right? Yes. Okay. Just to make sure everything's working.
Firing up my interdimensional jukebox so I could finally pinpoint you.
Beyonder.
So rude. I'm all up in your space and haven't even introduced myself. I'm Maris Morlock, the big bad Broham in charge of the Enclave. And I'm not here to fight. I don't fight little girls.
No.
That's why
They do.
I brought them.
And here's the thing, too. Like, I'll bring it up in a minute. But pretty much they have this whole big-ass fight scene. They have this whole big-ass fight scene. Mimi beats the shit out of this guy while, like, he's trying to keep it away from the family who's having game night. They have, like, a duet kind of fighting.
Don't let him anywhere near my portal deep. You hear me?
I'm going to bring up the portal in a minute. Because there are some slight issues. I kind of said it earlier, but there are some slight issues I do have with this, which maybe will be hinted at later. I don't know. But there are some slight issues I kind of have with this. Also, this show is probably one of the ones where I would want the entire soundtrack, because it's really good. See, and that's the thing, too, the whole thing, Born to a Rich Legacy, it's like, was she? And I'll bring that up, hold on. So anyways, they have this whole big-ass fight scene. Mimi has issues with, like, one guy. I think it's one guy. While Moon Girl and Devil fight a bunch of the others.
Mimi, you good?
Sure am. Just taking out the trash.
Pretty much they beat them up. They beat all these characters up, and then like more like, oh yeah, wow.
When I saw that past due fossil on the Lower East Side, I knew you had done it. My baby lives.
That's why you sicked your busy bees on me?
It's just math. Find Moon Girl equals find the portal.
And there's only a bunch of everyone else. Devil gets taken down, and that's the thing too. Like, gets their base destroyed. They set up the eclipse coming. Okay, so I kind like. Okay, so here's the thing, and I brought this up in my review that you'll never see because I didn't have this to go with it. And this like where the show kind of falls, because here's the thing: this show I eventually found out after the Fear episode, like last episode or whatnot, there is an overarching story, and there is stuff hinted at it throughout the entire series or the season, and it mostly has to do with like the Beyonder, like the Beyonder himself. You know, we have him being a narrator before we even ever see him, and then when he eventually does pop up, we find out like his name is at least plastered on the back on the little subway car of Lunella's base. He starts popping up more and like physically starts popping up to talk to us directly, or at least someone. And okay, I get that. And there's slight things that, yeah, Mimi knows that Lunella is Moon Girl. I'm pretty sure, like, if you go back to, like, one of my first Moon Girl episodes, you will see it. Like I said, I'm like, yeah, it looks like Grandma knows. That being said, like, this portal doesn't really mean much. Like, one, we already know Devil doesn't really seem to want to go home. Like, even the episode where, like, he's super big, and, like, he feels sad because he's super big and all that stuff, it's not like he's, like, wishing to go back home. He still likes being on Earth. He likes being with Lunella and all this stuff. So, like, it doesn't feel like there's that much of a loss with this portal. And, like, I came up with the idea that, like, what they should have done, if you wanted this portal thing to be, like, a big thing, tie all of Lunella's tech to it. Like, yeah, it might not be comic accurate, but it at least ties in, like, maybe, like, the app that allows her to time travel, the skip over things she didn't like, and, like, is able to open a rift in time and space. Like, maybe that actually is tied to the dimensional portal thing. Maybe dimensional portal thing and allows her to create, allows her to do that warp thing. Maybe her hover, gyros or whatever are using, like, dimensional rift energy coming from this thing, or batteries that come from this thing that charge from this that allows her to, like, levitate, because it's taking, like, physics from, like, another universe to allow this thing to fly. Stuff like different tech, like her bubble gun is actually, like, I don't know, something where, like, she manipulates this thing with her mind to create these gadgets using this thing, and this thing is, like, the main power source where she can, like, recharge all her tools and shit. Like, and then, if it's destroyed, yeah, Devil can't go home, but Devil doesn't seem like he wants to go back anyways. But on the flip side of that, Lunella is giving up her quote-unquote powers. Like, yeah, she can make regular tech. Yeah, but, like, a lot of the more things like the bubble gun or her being able to fly with her gyros, like, she can't do that now because she lost that main tech thing. Like, I don't know, maybe that would have done a little bit more like this was a bigger sacrifice, but because without it, we don't, like, it's just like, okay, yeah, like, it's a machine that really no one has a care about. Like, why does Moon Girl give a shit about this, really? Other than the original Moon Girl made it. But we also know, like, even if you at least had her working on it throughout the season, maybe that would have been a little bit better, but I don't know. But, so yeah, so pretty much destroyed. Marlek's like, well, that's unfortunate. But anyways, I'm going to take you and your Mimi, and this is where she finds out that, like, oh wow, that's your grandbaby. That's fun. Well, anyways, we're going to take you guys. Lunella uses Da Vinci Sight for a minute, or Da Vinci Vision. After they capture, which also it's actually kind of funny how she gets captured. Oh, Devil's hurt.
Time for plan B. You just have to build me a new portal. Catch.
Yeah, they set a bomb in there for like 5 minutes. She tries to break free, uses a penny to do it. Mimi says she has to stay back to try to fix this. And pretty much, also the funny thing is, like, this is a hover truck. So when, like, Lunella escapes and is, like, rollerblading.
You've helped enough already, Lou. I can never forgive myself for putting you in danger. You're in all this mess because of me.
But no,
I love you. To the moon and back.
No!
It flies away. It's like, oh, good. They let her get escape. Like they held the ground long enough to let her escape. I mean, come on now, but still. But and then with her grandma missing,
Devil.
she has to race back. Poor Devil. how, like, dark that kind of is. Because it looks like, yeah, Devil blew the hell up. And the thing is, too, like, and that's the thing I actually like about this. And something that Avatar The Last Airbender live action, the show, not the movie, did that I kind of like that this show kind of does too, because it gets very muddled with animation sometimes, is the main characters are kids. Because there's the thing too, like, there's one thing when you watch the animated one and, like, they bow to Aang, it's like, oh, Avatar, you know, thank you for saving us. It's one thing with that, especially if you grew up with that. It's another thing when you watch, like, the live action one and you see this small 12-year-old and you see, like, these older warriors and all this stuff bowing their head to Aang, going, like, you know, oh, great Avatar. And, like, thank you for saving us. And it's like, yeah, it's weird. That's kind of weird. And you're putting all this on a 12-year-old child. Like, that's kind of weird. This doesn't fall into that thing where, like, you know, anime characters age very much does vary. Some characters, you'll see, like, they'll look at a character like, oh, that character's like 30 years old. No, he's 14. What do you mean he's 14? Like, stuff like that. Lunella always feels like a kid, especially at least in the first 2 episodes and these episodes. Because the idea of, like, yeah, Lunella won't be able to fight off an entire army of these guys. I mean, she did with Devil the first time, and then, like, he just summoned more and they beat the shit out of her. They beat everything up. And then, you know, Mimi having issue fighting just, like, 2 of them. Also. And even this, like, her racing home. Like, yeah, she's not going to be able to fly after it. Yeah, when she comes here, she won't be able to, like, even if she got into the base, what was she going to do? Grab Devil and drag him out? How big he is without any of her tech? Like, there's always that thing of, like, she is human. In the comics, she's inhuman, but she is human in this. And you feel it. And that's a good thing, too. And, like, it's very different from something like, let's say, some other superheroes like Iron Man and Spidey. Because Iron Man, yeah, he has no powers, but that really doesn't matter because he has a bank account that could rival Bruce Wayne, I'd imagine. So, like, you know, he's building, he has hundreds of Iron Man suits. He has bunkers all around the world. He can, if he can go on the news, and he has, and go, hey, come at me. And then they'll blow up his house, and he'd be like, well, shit, they came at me. I guess I better go beat them up. Like, Tony is, like that's Tony's thing. Like, he can be that larger-than-life character, and, like, be able to do that stuff, and be fine. His $1 million mansion can explode, and it wouldn't do a damn thing to him, because he can rebuild it. He has enough money. Then you have, does it sound echoey in here? I think it does, sorry. Then you have Spidey, who is very much similar to Lunella, or Peter Parker Spidey, who's very similar to Lunella. Lower income family thing. He's not rich at all, but what makes up for that is he has powers. Ridiculous amount of powers. The man is one of the strongest Marvel heroes. And, like, people have said, like, he's street level because he wants to be street level, which makes sense. Spidey is a badass. And that's the thing, too. If Ame gets grabbed and is flying away on the thing, he's going to shoot a tracker on it. Or he's just going to web the back of the hover van and pull himself up to it and then get inside and beat the shit out of the driver. Like, yeah, there's some times where Peter will mess up or whatever, but, like, you feel like, okay, yeah, if they throw an army at him now, if they capture Aunt May and they put an army in front of Spider-Man, that army's going to die. That army's not going to make it out, like, at least, functionally moving their legs, at the very least. Like, they're going to be destroyed. He's going to destroy them. Lunella doesn't have either. Like, even, like, a lot of her tech that we see, obviously, it's all homemade, and it feels like a more street-level thing. This is a small thing. What puts, like, Lunella up above not getting herself killed is Devil himself protecting her and helping with certain bigger threats. And that's cool. And like, yeah, like that's the thing I actually really like about with something like this. Like, yeah, it's like Lunella couldn't do anything after this, and like yeah, she is straight devastated.